Michelle's also on it. I'm not getting sense.
That's what kicks off.
Dave, doesn't look like Mississippi State is quite as good as maybe we expected in that champions. Well, what have you seen from them this year?
Well, I haven't watched them, but a couple times, even here and there. I know they're very talented. You know, they've lost some good ones. I wouldn't say they're not as good. You never know how the season's going to play out. Obviously, they were really good last year. They finished well. They had some rough days last year. Just remember that it seemed the bottom a bit. So we're definitely not looking past them. They're a great team, and we're having a really good crowd this weekend. Right, first time out basketball, so we're going to be really loud here.
Well, Landon Sims went down for them as a big loss. How do you see them kind of maybe fill that hole?
You know, I mean, you can't replace him. Like you say, you kind of try to fill it in. Like in the same position, follow that. Sure, was across the mission. Got to move on.
Braden Weathers had kind of a sudden turn to the better play. I'm curious what you think has gone better for him recently, or what was that?
I mean, you guys heard me say a lot. We've always seen him smiling. Always incredible. Probably one of our best hitters, and probably led us in home runs. And always a really good defender. Just think it's once he got over the hump a little bit, confidence goes up. Got 2 big hits against Missouri that probably helped us win those 2 games. No, sure won. And he got the big double after a couple of guys on the base and loaded no out. So the base for 2 outs, he got a big hit. You know, not won that game either. So I just think it's confidence, the skills there. Hopefully he'll continue just to do what he does. I saw defense being tough out at the plate, make a mistake, and fall right on.
You mentioned Sims and Paulette being out. You lost Paulette before the season started, before even preseason practice started. They lost him after the season started. What does it do to a team, in terms of like the back of the bullpen when you lose your number one like that? And is there an advantage to losing a guy at the point of the season like you're able to do from a preparation standpoint?
I mean, you know, he was the back of the bullpen guy last year. This year, he was their Friday night coach. So I'm sure that the bullpen mindset is still the same. That's what it is. As far as just knowing what you got, we found out a few weeks before the season started, we were in practice, so we were ready to roll. You know, like Peyton was going to be right in the middle of our rotation. It was Friday and Saturday. You know, you lose a guy that gets hurt and watch before your eyes, you watch a guy get hurt. I mean, it's hard on your team. But we know at the sport, we're going to lose some pitchers. Other coach guys, just I think that we were nervous about that. We were nervous all last fall. Oh, good. So it started happening. It's a little bit of irritation. But I don't know. I guess we just deal with it for the next year.
You don't have time to replace them. You just have to have somebody in your program step it up.
How are you feeling about your own bullpen going into the series?
Well, I feel good about 2 or 3 of our guys. I mean, that's something that we're definitely, you know, concerned about. And the thing is, we've got guys out there with really good arms that haven't pitched very much yet. And if they can make a move, a guy like Nick Griffin or, you know, maybe Nick Moten, and they both threw yesterday live to hitters, mid-90s stuff with sliders. It was good to see Gabe Starks come in and pitch the other night against Arkansas Little Rock, and I mean his stuff's really good. Got himself into a jam, then he pitched his way out of it. Those are three really good arms that can help us. Evan Gray hasn't had a lot of opportunity. He threw really well yesterday. So, obviously like what I'm seeing from Brady Tigert and Zeb Vermillion, and we need a couple more guys. Evan Taylor's been outstanding. Really, if you got about 8 guys, kind of the 3 starters, that's pretty much what you got to have 7 or 8, 9. I think we went with 6 or 7 last year. And we always say we need one more guy.
Anything you on Jay's Barker?
He'll be on the roster for this weekend. He had live yesterday. Took batting practice on the field on Tuesday. Looked pretty good. He hasn't. So swinging, he's fine. Obviously throwing, he's fine because it's his non-throwing shoulder, and he hasn't slid or dove or had any collisions. So I think he's on his way back. I'm not sure if I'll start him or play him or what, but I don't know yet. We'll see how the workout goes today. Yeah, same rotation: Nolan, Smith, and Wiggins in that order.
It's kind of surprising because your program's been so good and State's program's been so good. 2015 was the last time that there was a series without a sweep. Your thoughts on that and just kind of how odd the series has been? It's
been unusual because the teams are probably fairly even in those years for the most part. 16, they were a lot better than us. That was a year that we had the meltdown and injuries, and it just didn't finish well. And they were playing to win the overall championship. I think the weekend we were there, and beat us in a couple of tough games. And but other than that, yeah, I mean the sweeps. It is really unusual because it's unusual to win 3 in a row against somebody that's really good, and they've been really good. We've been pretty good as well, and usually somebody's going to lose a game, but our mindset going into the series is try to play well every game. Obviously, starting tomorrow.
Orphan being back, you're back kind of where you were at the beginning of the year with several options there in the outfield. How do you kind of handle that situation in the outfield?
Well, we just kind of go with the guy that's swinging it the best, really. And then if you need to make a defensive replacement, but I really feel like Jason's a pretty good outfield. You got Gregory, he's been an on-base type guy and laid down big bunt or gets on base with a walk or hit by a pitch, and he's a pretty good outfielder. Made a really nice play at Missoula the other day, close to the fence. And, obviously I feel like Webb he's our best center fielder, and whether he hits or not, I'm probably playing him because it's a defensive thing there. It's kind of like having a catcher. You hope he hits, but if he doesn't, he needs to catch well. I'm not Lanzilli. He's played every game, I think, and he's probably been one of the most solid, consistent hitters that we've had. So, Slavin's got to try to get back in the lineup, whether it's DHing, and it's not a problem for me at all. I don't see it as a problem. I see it as a good thing, and it's nice to have some options out there.
Slavins is a guy that probably could have gotten drafted last year, came back. Is he putting too much pressure on himself? What are you seeing from him at the plate?
Yeah, I see a lot of that, and I talked with him, worked with him. He's gotten in a lot of extra work this week, and he's fighting it. And whether he starts tomorrow or not, we need him. I mean, it's a guy that hit double-digit home runs last year, and I think he was hitting almost 300 going into the conference tournament. After that tournament, he got hurt. He didn't hit very well, but playing on a bum ankle, and it's just the way it goes. But he had a pretty good fall too. So for us to get back to where we need to be lineup-wise, we need him to hit.
The other day about nothing can replace game experience. To lose the last 2 Wednesday games like you guys have done to Weather, how much does that hurt your younger pitchers?
Yesterday would have been some younger guys, like you said, and it would have been some guys that threw bullpens yesterday, like Griffin would have thrown an inning, and Toll and Stark, not Stark, but Gray and some of those guys. Obviously, who's to say how it hurts you, but we have gotten in midweek games for the most part this year, and they've gotten some opportunity, but then they get to throw to our hitters, even if it's indoors because the weather's bad. So we're getting to see them, either take a step forward, stay the same, or take a step back. So we have confidence to put them in the game one way or the other. But I don't know. I don't know how much it's really hurt us. I mean, it'd been nice for Austin Ledbetter to get a start yesterday because he's been up and down, good inning, bad inning, good inning, bad inning. Just maybe make a move a little bit. But sometimes, we got the game in on Tuesday. The way the weather was yesterday, we definitely made the right call. And sometimes rest is good for the team.
And on that decision yesterday, was it as much the cold weather as it was the rain?
Yeah, it was really more about the outfield was really wet, and it was what the forecast was saying. And then if you dug in a little more and called some of the local guys, they all nailed it pretty good, kind of saying it's just going to mist and in and out rain probably till 8 o'clock, and that makes no sense. They had to travel all the way back. They've got a big series with Troy this weekend, and I don't want to get anybody hurt. Obviously, going to catch a ball slip and kind of look at yourself like, what are we doing out here? Because we shouldn't have played. And, but yeah, it was definitely the right call.
And then with the proximity with UALR, is there any thought about maybe trying to make that up at some point?
Yeah, he's got a couple weeks that might work for him, Coach Curry, but I don't know if we do. That's the only thing. The 1 week we have is right before the last conference series when we play on a Thursday. If you play on that Tuesday, I remember one year I watched it because we were going to play and something happened. We were going to A&M last weekend. I think I watched 8 or 9 of the SEC teams lose on that Tuesday, and I saw a couple of Big 12 teams lose, and we're kind of going. And we thought it all along. It's kind of like a trap game. Our guys could really, really not care too much about that game. They're ready to go get that last series underway. That's really the only one we have open. The week before it looks like we have an open week, but that's our finals week. So I don't know if it'll happen. It could. It's not like that it's done. We'll just see how it plays out.
What have you seen from Kendall Diggs so far? And has he maybe earned himself some more at bats going forward?
I mean, I like Kendall at the plate. I want him to be a little bit more aggressive. I told him that after his at bat before he hit the home run. I said, "You're leaving runners out there, man. It's time for you to let it go. You need to drive in runs. You've had some opportunities," and just tried to get his attention a little bit, so to speak. And he went up there and he attacked a high pitch and clubbed it the other way. And at a minimum, he hit good, and the wind helped him obviously. But it was good to see him, hit a 3-run homer, big smile on his face, and maybe that'll get him rolling. But he does deserve to swing the bat more because he hits the ball well in batting practice, scrimmages. So yeah, he's another really good option for us. Okay, see you guys later. Okay.